Welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. Never forget that. Join up if you haven't already. Subscribe. Smash the like button. Hit the bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on one exciting video. So this one's kind of out of left field today, but I was just, I had a really heavy workout today. I ran hills and then did like buys and tries with the weights and all that sort of stuff. So like altogether, I don't know, like almost a 2-hour workout, right? But it reminded me of something while I was lifting the weights. I was listening to a few podcasts about heart health and medications for the heart health, like statins and all this sort of stuff, and the food you should be eating or not eating, the HDL cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol, all that sort of stuff. Just trying to gather people's attentions or trying to get like a better take on the opinions of the professionals in the field. Now, I was listening to everybody from like doctors at the Mayo Clinic to like a Joe Rogan podcast, or whatever. So like I got like a whole big, spectrum. Anyway, I'll tell you one thing. It turns out like almost nobody's in agreement with anything. And the reason I'm so interested in this is because I've mentioned it before, but a lot of people don't know it. But I actually have heart disease, and we found out that it runs in the family, and we found out the hard way when my father dropped dead of a heart attack at 76 years old. And it's like the worst kind. It's left ventricle heart disease. So like, if you do happen to get a heart attack, you're gonna just like. So there's that. But I have never had so much as shortness of breath or any kind of pain or anything like that. Like if you can run the hill that I ran today without a heart attack, you're good to go. You're probably good to go. But anyway, that's part of the point. You have to stay in shape. You have to adopt a lifestyle that's going to prevent you from having a heart attack, because if I were just some fat shit that sat in my chair all day while writing my stories, I'd probably have diabetes. I would have all sorts of problems, and I probably would be at a very high risk for a heart attack. But this also got me thinking about professions, what you choose to do to make a living. Now, as again, a lot of you guys know, I was geared for the commercial construction business. Super high stress level, super high. Someone once described the construction business to me as like, it's just your day is putting out fires. It's putting out one fire after another. It's just one, like one problem after the other. And then, if you go home and you don't have a particularly good marriage or something like that, you go home and you have problems there. And then that leads to like, well, I think I'll have a few drinks and a few cigarettes, and I think I'll go out for some cheeseburgers and eat pizza, like, comfort food and stuff like that. And so next thing you know, you're short of breath and you're like, you can't make the stairs and you're about ready to keel over. So I didn't leave the construction business because it was high stress. I left the construction business because I wanted to be a writer. But it turns out it probably, in terms of my health, was probably a good move, because like I was looking at this chart, and I'll try to let you see it. I don't know if you can make it out. Let's see. Anyway, I'm not sure I totally buy into this, but it says like the least stressful job in terms of like having a heart attack is finance and insurance, but I don't know about that. I know insurance is boring as fuck, so like maybe it's true, but But arts and entertainment and that thing, it's like 4 or 5 items down from finance and insurance. But construction's like the construction business. It's like the you've got like a 5% chance or something like that, as opposed to like a 1.2% chance as a writer of having a massive coronary. And if that's what these charts mean, I don't even know. But for sure, I mean, I got checked out last year. I was um, taking a statin, what they call a statin. It's supposed to lower your cholesterol because I have like mid-range cholesterol or something like that. I don't know what it is, but anyway, but the statin was having it gave it off a wrong calcium count, and like my doctor thought I needed open heart surgery. So she like we both kind of panicked but at the same time we were both kind of like, how can this be? Because you don't show it, you're asymptomatic. You're not showing any signs of anything. Anyway, so we got it straight, and she did the right thing and ordered up. Calm down. Let's do a cath, and let's look at your heart on the inside, and let's see what we're dealing with, and go from there, right? Because maybe there was a problem. And I just wasn't feeling it yet. So we did the cath, and it turns out everything's pretty good. And I do have a little plaque there, and which is expected considering my condition. And so what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to maintain my active lifestyle, try to avoid too many fatty foods, and just a well balanced diet. The more Mediterranean I can get, the better, I guess they say. And I happen to, when I'm in Italy or whatever, I happen to eat a Mediterranean diet anyway. So that's, and I like it. I probably wouldn't eat it if I didn't like it. But I do eat a lot of salads and fish and whatever. I don't eat a lot of red meat just because I don't feel like it. But anyway, so we did all that, and everything seems to be good. I take what do I take? I got off the statin because it was giving me a lot of aches and pains, and when you work out a lot, it's a kind of a problem when you have aches and pains. And so I take the Repatha thing now, like twice a month, and you stab yourself with that, and somehow it works. I don't know how it works, but it works. Anyway, but my doctor and I had a talk, like when we finally settled all this thing. It took like a month or two, a month and a half, and she said, okay, here's the deal. Like, you have the heart disease. There's no question about it. You can live with it, But she said half of it comes from from genetics, and the other half comes from your previous lifestyle. And I'm convinced that when I worked construction, when I was in the construction field, both as a laborer and a project manager, that I was just so stressed out all the time. And that led to me, I'd go out with my friends and binge drink and all that sort of stuff, and smoke a pack of cigarettes, and this was constant. It was, for like probably 10 full years, just constant. I still ran and lifted weights and all that sort of stuff, so I looked pretty good. But on the inside, I was killing myself. I was absolutely killing myself. And it's no coincidence that like a lot of the employees who worked for my dad, both in the field and out, probably a lot of them died in their 60s. Just didn't make it into retirement because the job was so stressful. So I really do sort of, and actually at that time I was not in a great marriage or whatever, but today, my ex and I are very good friends, and we get on great, and we work together with our adult children and stuff, and so it's all good. But I'm convinced that occupation I knew that one day it would kill me, and at a young age, for sure. And like, the job I have now as a writer, as a full-time writer, and this is going too long, but the job I have now as a full-time writer, to me, it's almost like being retired. It's just, I have so much fun at this, And I'm such a fan of writing and writers and typewriters and traveling. And you guys know by now, if you're watching this channel, the way I am. I'm just a big fan of it. And so to me, it's like, if I were retired, I'd probably be doing this. So, and it's funny, even like a guy who worked for my dad for a long time, real good guy, once said to me, like, I don't know, like 15 years ago, he's like, you retired years ago. This is when I had become a full-time writer. So anyway, but so to me, the writing life means good heart health. Does that make sense? I hope so. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.